In this video, we're going to talk about the Digbug 3-Day Assault Pack. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Gabe Cuello, and this channel is all about optimizing human performance and potential. And in one of those categories is developing our physical fitness. As some of you already know, in the past 10 to 12 weeks now, I've been doing my fat loss transformation series, which I can put up here for you guys to look at. And I mentioned before that one of the modalities that I think has been such a benefit for me in attaining my fat loss goal is rucking. I've been on this pursuit for the past several weeks now on finding the best tactical style rucking backpack that might fit my needs on two specific priorities, and one being having the ability to hold 70 pounds of either cast iron or actual gear and things of that nature to help me and allow me to build that work capacity and burning the calories that I need for my fat loss goals. And the second reason is to being organized and being capable of an EDC style backpack, meaning it can carry everything that I need from the laptop, organizing my pen, my mouse, keyboard, anything more specifically on smaller details I'm able to transport with me without having it to be all over the place. So with that being said, let's just dive in and see what this backpack is all about. So let's go over the actual stats here. Based on their website, this backpack is a military / tactical style backpack with the upgraded material of 1000D nylon durable fabric. It's approximately 12 by 19.5 by 8 inches, holding a capacity of 30 liters. As you already saw, this backpack doesn't look that big if you start putting stuff in it, obviously, and attaching pouches and whatnot. It's going to look a little bit more on the bigger side, but without any of that extra stuff and just carrying your EDC gear, 30 liters and this pack actually looks very good. The zippers, unfortunately, are not YKK. It also provides a utility style cord as well as a backpack rain cover, which unfortunately comes in bright orange. This pack has a main compartment for a 15.5 inch laptop or a 2.5 liter water hydration bladder. Finally, this backpack is considered to be a small 3-day assault pack, hunting backpack, combat backpack, so on and so forth. Now, this is just my opinion, guys. Any backpack that's under $100 is not, again, in my opinion, something I would consider ideal for tactical, real tactical situations or lifestyle, military, or anyone in the law enforcement. For something like that, more specific needs of high quality and durability, you may have to go up some. This backpack, as well as the past few backpacks that I've been doing on the reviews on, are something that fall more under a budget-friendly backpack that you can utilize for exercising, again, rucking, and for organizing your everyday carry type gear. All right, so we got the stats out of the way. Now let's go over some potential pros and cons. All right, let's start from the very front. I would have liked this pack to have sat on its own, but unfortunately, based on the way the shape is, as you can see here, it's somewhat smooth, if not oval, and it just doesn't hold your pack. So as we mentioned, right, potential pros and cons, that's definitely one con. Now, since we're in the bottom, I will say a pro is that it actually does provide you a handle. However, unfortunately, the handle itself is fairly thin in comparison to its top handle. Another pro that we could see here that it does provide us with some buckles and Velcro / loop straps to keep everything in place. Sometimes the cord, the loops and the straps could be excessively long, and by having this style of attachment is ideal in my opinion, and I think to be an effective pro. Onto the front of the pack, you can see that there's some webbing. Unfortunately, I'm gonna just put it right out there. The stitching, you could tell, I'm not sure if you can, I'll probably zoom in for you. It's single stitch. Unfortunately, I'm pulling one string out, and the more over time of use and putting in and attaching on and off, you're gonna see that this is not gonna last long. All right, so overall in this front panel here with all of this webbing, I will say it's in confidence for myself, 75% confident of it being durable and effective for everyday use or any potential pouches that you would like to add onto this pack. I say 75% because again, some of the stitching here does not look or bring that confidence of durability, whereas up here is a different story. But down here, it feels very thin and it doesn't feel like it's gonna hold things for a while. So that's the con. Additionally, they do add some straps here on the side or some webbing loops on the side, which I think is really an effective idea, because you never know when you might have to put a cord or a bungee cord that can hold any potential, like a helmet or a hat. Moving forward to the front pocket, it's only one zipper. All right, I'm gonna mention right off the bat, this is a con. I would have liked to see 2 zippers to open this front pouch. This front pouch, when purchased, includes this bright orange, sun bright orange rain cover for the pack. Comes with 2 loops and some extra gear for you. Inside this pouch comes a fleece lining pocket, which I really do think this is ideal and effective for all backpacks that do come with a small compartment on the top. It's fairly deep, I would say. You could put a lot in there. And in here, I would assume this is for your phone or anything sensitive, such as your glasses, potential fancy watch, or any earphones or something like that, again with a soft lining. That way it protects it from getting scratched or rubbed in the wrong way. It comes with a little loop here. I'm not exactly sure what for, potentially your keys if you do have a carabiner, and you click it out here. And then that's it. That's all you can pretty much put in here. So before I jump into the sides, I do want to note that they do offer webbing loops here. Whatever it is that you want to do here and attach or strap down, I think is also effective to giving you the autonomy to designing this pack or customizing it to your needs. Now let's move to the side. We have here webbing, though 2 columns are equal, whereas this one is somewhat asymmetrical. You can see here I can't really fit my finger through if you did want to utilize this for a pouch attachment. So I think maybe if they did do that, that would be effective. Overall here, you would have to just utilize just these 2 sides, which again depends on you and the pouch, or the pouch that you use to be making this effective and utilizing it effectively. And I say that because sometimes there are pouches that are a little too thick or bulky, and it interferes here with your shoulders and your arms depending on your build. Here's your water bottle pocket, identical to this side. We'll use this as an example. There's some gear in here. Keep in mind, there's some gear in this pouch or main compartment. So if I try to rapidly or in a hurry trying to put this in here, it's a little work. Okay, is it a big deal? Absolutely not. But just keep that in mind. I think having this is an effective tool in case you want to strap something here, and because of the spacing and the size of whatever it is that you're putting on the side, it comes through here. However, I would have liked them to at least offer you the opportunity or autonomy, that freedom of choice to zip it up, so that way it could be another additional pocket. Additionally to that, if that were to become a pocket, the potential con with that is that it does not stretch. It's not elastic. Therefore, this pouch and then this one, depending on what you have inside the main compartment, it could be a potential problem when you start stacking this up with gear. So, suggestion here, making it elastic on both sides. So that way, when it does get to the point where this pocket is full, hey, look, you can stretch it, but now you have to fight it. Quick look at the top. You can see here that the handle is somewhat thicker than it was at the rear. And now let's take a look at the main compartment. The idea here, based on its design, is to open it up promptly. But unfortunately, because it's not YKK zipper and the design itself does not allow you to promptly open this as a speed pocket, it gets stuck here, leaving you a third remaining to opening this pouch. Now, some of you might think that that's an effective idea because maybe you don't want your gear flopping all over the place or just falling out. That makes sense. However, I think I would like to have that option by putting something here or a strap to prevent that from happening, like a compression strap. So, let's take a look inside. As you can see here, this pouch is just simply one main large pocket. There is no inside pockets up against those sleeves on the wall here. There are inside pockets on the back side of it, 4 pen holders and whatever it is you want to put in there. On the opposite side, you can see here a pocket for whatever items that you'd like to put in here and drop in. And additionally, they have a mesh style pocket that is not elastic. Overall effective, in my opinion, for them to have this option for organizing your gear in addition to this. However, based on the style and the design of this pack, should you have anything with weight on here, in addition to this front pouch, this entire pack would just flop heavily top end. So I think perhaps adding some structure, some thickness, or perhaps some padding in the inside in between the pockets would make this a little bit more rigid and sturdier and not just flimsy flopping all over the place. All right, so let's move to the rear. This is where it gets interesting. This has also a little bit of that fleece lining mentioned earlier in the front, small admin style pouch. Feels nice, it's soft. There is some padding, but mind you, it's some. I would not give myself a full confidence of this particular pouch or pocket for a laptop. You might say, hey, everything here is padded. Everything here is padded. However, totally neglected down here for padding. You drop this pack, set it down in the wrong way or potentially on a rock, you will damage your laptop. It does provide you with ample space to hook up your 2.5 liter hydration bladder and utilizing this Velcro piece to keep it in place. Once your hydration bladder is in place, you could put your tubes through these holes that are provided on the outside. Overall, this compartment is effective. I think the only 2 cons that I have for this pocket particularly is if they had provided you with a padding here to secure and ensure that your laptop does not get damaged. Additionally, what I would have liked is if they had a more rectangular shaped pocket versus how it is now oval, because some laptops you're going to have to snug through in here depending on the year and make of your laptop. And finally, the waist straps. As you can see here, they provide you with 2 webbing style 1.5 inch waist straps to help secure any potential load or weight on your back. While I do appreciate the effort and initiative in providing you with a waist strap, I will say that this is practically ineffective and useless. I say that because as you can see here, it comes right off. They do not provide it in a way, at least the buckles, to stay secured. Yes, sure, will you be able to put this through, double loop it, and keep it secure? Absolutely, but here's where it gets bad. Back here, you do not have the ability to keep it secured unless you also find a way to make this super thick end piece fit through this small 1.5 inch buckle. Had they put something here to keep it secured in addition to having this secured, I think this would have been somewhat helpful and beneficial. Personally, I wouldn't use it anyway, because if I'm going to load up to 70 pounds, I'm going to want some padding around my hips. Alright, so since we're on the back, let me just point out the one thing I don't like about this side here, and I wish they would have included, is a different unique pattern, in addition to adding some type of plastic or backing to ensure that it's not super flimsy and unstable, especially when you start loading up on gear on this pack. This is not ideal, and the reason why is because the way they have these shoulder straps designed, you don't have a shoulder strap here to adjust the height for your build. It's already set and fixed as it is. So any weight that you put onto this pack is going to be based on your build and your shoulder width, and if that's something you're able to tolerate while rucking. I've tried this for 35 to 45 pounds with gear on it, and unfortunately it was starting to give me excessive shoulder fatigue, even putting in my own thicker padded waist straps, because of the way this is designed. This like goes right above my belly button, and that's way too high. So there you have it, guys, the Digbug 3-day assault pack. In my opinion, I think this backpack, like I said from the very beginning, that when I first saw it, I thought it was going to be the ideal backpack for me, because it was a unique design. It wasn't very similar to all these other popular brands and more high-end costs, but it stood out to me because it was very unique. Now, coming close to it and playing with it and utilizing it in application, it just unfortunately didn't meet my needs. so it's not for me. However, it may be for you. For everyday carry, I think this pack is effective. For rucking and having anything over 40 pounds, potentially not ideal for you. Now, if you have some additional straps or any other gear that may assist on holding this pack more effectively, then by all means give it a shot. And I think hopefully this video has helped you making that decision for yourself. That's it for this video, guys. Thanks so much for watching and supporting this channel. If you like this video, do me a favor, hit the like button. If you like this channel's direction and you haven't done so already, subscribe. I look forward to seeing you in our next one. And remember, train hard, stay focused, and be one with the iron.